Hey, how's it going, guys? Mr. Boss for the win here, and in today's GTA 5 video, I'm going to be showing you guys 20 must-know tips and tricks that will help you complete the Diamond Casino Heist a whole lot easier and faster in Grand Theft Auto Online, because it's definitely not easy, certainly when you do it the first time around. Alright, so the first thing you need to know about the Casino Heist missions is each one of them has a different amount of preps, which is something I did not know going into it. And because the preps take up a good amount of time, this is something you might want to consider. So if you're going for the silent and stealthy approach, there are 9 prep missions. If you're going for the big con approach, there are 10 prep missions. And if you go for the loud, aggressive approach, there are only 7 preps. So aggressive has the fewest, stealthy and silent has the second most, and the big con has the most preps with 10. I guess because the big con is the most sophisticated. Either way, just know there is a difference between the 3. You won't be doing the same prep missions or the same amounts for each one. Number 2 today, let's talk about the contents of the vault. So if you're able to find all the point of interest while panning on the available cameras, this will reveal what's inside of the vault. And there are 3 options. There's cash, there's artwork, and there's gold. And further options will be added as you progress. So what this means is the first time you do one of the heists, you might do cash. The second time might be artwork. The third is gold. Now, something interesting to know about gold is there is no laundering fee when you actually reach gold. And that's a percentage of the money that you don't get at the end with cash and artwork. So just something to keep in mind right there, that if you reach the gold stage, you will be making a bit more money. Number 3 today, something I actually wouldn't recommend getting is the vault door that you can add in your arcade business. This allows you to practice the drilling, but for the most part, it's a waste of money and only really useful for the looks. And the reason for that is drilling in the heist is not time limited. So you can take as long as you want and it won't have an impact on the heist mission itself. Sure, you might annoy your friends and other heist members that you're taking a super long time, but there's really no rush to drill into the vault door. Now, door security, on the other hand, is very useful, and it'll allow you to practice the new hacking minigames, which are actually pretty challenging. And it's the best bang for your money, because hacking will be necessary for all the locked doors unless you do the security pass prep, and it'll be crucial to access part of the locked cash in the vault. Now, the reason that's important is with gold and money, half of it is going to be locked behind hacking minigames. So without hacking, you're not going to be able to haul more than 50% of the potential take, which will leave you around a $500,000 cut for a crew of 2. It's not that great when it's all said and done. So another thing to know about the heist missions is there are some common preps for all approaches, no matter what you do. And there's 2 important ones that I think you guys need to do, and one that I don't think is all that important. So the preps are unmarked weapons, getaway vehicles, hacking device, vault key cards. The first one that's really important is patrol routes. These patrol routes will mark all of the cameras and guards on your map, and it's absolutely mandatory unless you want to go loud. Now, you could purchase this for $100K if you're in a hurry, and it's not the worst investment, but don't waste your time if you're going in loud. The patrol routes will not matter. Now, the next thing that's important is the dug-in shipments of weapons. This is crucial unless you want to deal with AI that are extremely powerful. So without this prep, you're going to be facing guards in ballistic helmets and super heavy armor. And it doesn't matter if you're going in stealthy or loud, this one is mandatory. Now, one that you could almost get away with not having is the power drills. This is only useful for drilling the deposit boxes in the vault. And there's a good chance that you won't have time for that anyways, unless you're going in with a full crew. And the reports so far are that the deposit boxes don't have all that good money, like $5,000. So definitely don't buy them, as they won't pay for themselves. Some more things to know about the heist themselves. All the preparations can be done solo. In fact, they actually should be done solo because your friends or your other crew members should be doing their own thing, because there's no monetary reward for doing any of these missions. So do the preps solo. Now, some of the equipment that you can get during the prep missions, like the cards and the drills, can't be destroyed, so you don't have to worry about them when you're trying to capture them from the enemies. You can just go about getting them however you want. One thing I've noticed from the heist that I've done so far is decoy and clean cars are not all that important, especially if you get far away from the casino. Cops will really not become that big of a deal. Another tip, shooting your way out is still better than shooting your way in if you're not supposed to. If you're not playing loud, stay undetected at least on your way in. I think that's what ended up happening on my first heist mission. We made it the way in good, but we ended up getting detected on the way out, and that was trouble. Now, staying undetected on the way to the vault with a good hacker is going to grant you a maximum of 3 minutes and 30 seconds to grab all of the loot. So that's the maximum amount of time that you will have in the vault. Now, when you've got the goods, always go for the remote buyer. The remote buyer is going to get you the most money. Even though it is the furthest away, it makes the most sense of doing it. It's very similar to choosing the equivalent of like the near or far buyer for like the biker or the gun running stuff. You just get more money the further they are away. And because all of this can be done in an invite-only session, you don't have to worry about other players. The only thing you have to worry about is the cops. But as I mentioned earlier, the further you get away from the casino, honestly, the easier it is to deal with them. So the remote buyer might actually be easier than the one closer, which will be located somewhere near the city. This one should be obvious, but try not to play the heist with randoms unless you're going in the loud and aggressive approach. Communication is key, and it's crucial that people understand each other and are not going in opposite directions. Like, don't even try and do the stealth approach with randoms. It's not going to work. Another thing you should do, upgrade your getaway vehicles. If you feel like you're going out with a bang, the default cars you get have no armor and aren't even fitted with bulletproof tires. And the last tip we're going to be going over today is if you're looking for the closest exit point to the security floor, that would actually be the staff entrance. So don't make the same mistake that we did. I think we ended up choosing like the roof exit, which meant we had to go up like elevators and all these floors. It was wild. So the staff entrance is going to be the closest exit. Now, by far the worst possible outcome you can get is if you use the stealth approach but have to exit the casino loud. What you will come to is cars that are located extremely far away, a parking lot that is empty, and noose vans that are locked, and you don't have the ability to run. So essentially the stealth approach, definitely the riskiest, because if you come out loud, you are pretty much done for. So that's why if you choose that approach, not only is your exit important, but also actually completing it in a stealthy way is probably the most important part of the whole thing. And the final point I want to touch on today is a lot of people have been asking, is it better to have 2 players, 3 players, 4 players? You can't do the heist finale solo, which is something a lot of people might not have known about. I personally believe that 2 is the best way to go. Not only do you split a bigger take at the end, but I also feel like with these heists in particular, sometimes there can almost be too many cooks in the kitchen, especially with 4 people. You might be thinking to yourself, well, wait a minute, with 4 players, you can end up getting more from the vault. Not necessarily. If you have a good crew of 2 players that are good at hacking and know what they're doing, you can get more than a crew of 4 that don't really have any idea what's going on. So I still think that 2 players is the best bet here. And if you want to get the most amount of money, I would find one good friend or crew member that you just know is going to do a great job, and you roll with them and you complete the heist. Now, if you guys are interested, I will leave a very useful topic in the description that was posted on the GTA forum site by a user, Geyser Faust. He ends up talking about the general preparations and the approaches and all the different things you need to know about doing each one, and that's what I was using for this video today. So check that out. I will leave a link to it in the description. It's incredibly useful if you're trying to get a better feel of how to go about each one of the approaches. But anyways, that right there is 20 must-know tips and tricks that will allow you to complete the Diamond Casino Heist much better and easier in Grand Theft Auto Online. I'd love to hear from you guys in the comments down below. If you feel like you have any extra tips and tricks that we did not cover in this video today, you can let me know in the comments down below. If you guys did go on to enjoy this video, though, a like rating would of course be awesome. And be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel if you are new. or you want to stay up to date on all the latest GTA and all the Diamond Casino Heist videos that I'm going to be doing here on my channel over the next couple of days and weeks. And be sure to ring that notification bell as well. Sometimes YouTube just doesn't work, and if you ring that bell, you'll always be guaranteed to be notified when new videos arrive. But of course, as always, guys, thank you all so much for watching. Take care, and I'll see you guys in the next video.